will, please observe a moment of silence as Russell County lost one of its own this past week in the sudden passing of Mrs. Mary Renee Harrell Ellis. Renee was the wife of Fort Mitchell Utility Director David Ellis, who is responsible for providing water service to the residents of Fort Mitchell and surrounding areas. David and Renee have been a strong supporter of Russell County athletics, and we ask that you observe this moment of silence for the Ellis family. Thank you. On behalf of the Russell County Board Chairman Eugenia Upshaw, Russell County Superintendent Dr. Brenda Coley, and Russell County High School Principal Tanya Keene, we would like to welcome you to Mitchell Field at Corbett Sports Complex. Tonight's game features the Generals from Lee Montgomery taking on your Russell County Warriors! Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as the Russell County High School Band plays the alma mater. County High School Band. Tonight's game between the Russell County Warriors and the Generals of Lee Montgomery is a 6A Region 2 game. Lee is coached by Eric Hudson and is coming into this Thursday night at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. Russell County is 4-0 on the season and 2-0 in Region 2 play. Last Friday night, the Warriors defeated the Rams of Valley on the road 35-20, and this will be the first game at Mitchell Field Corbett Sports Complex. Earlier today was our dedication for the stadium. We would like to welcome you guys to the field for the very first game at Mitchell Field at Corbett Sports Complex. Russell County High School is proud to welcome the Preferred Medical Group, which is offering Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines from 7 to 9 right at the front gate. Fans will get a free lanyard or gator if they get a vaccine. Fans are also reminded to be back in 3 weeks for their second shot. Make arrangements at the front desk. Tonight's officials are the crew from the Alabama Athletic Association. And we have a special happy birthday in the stands for a Miss Christy Taylor, the wife of Sheriff Keith Taylor, and he says that she's turning 49 today. Last Friday's meals for the game officials at the Ladonia Sports Complex was sponsored by Angie Tucker at JR Steakhouse in Smith Station. Thank you, Angie. Tonight's meals for the same officials are sponsored by the 13th Barbecue at the corner of Highway 80 and Woodland Drive in Ladonia. Thank you to Mr. Garrett Kamar and his staff for their continued support of the Russell County Warriors. Just a reminder to visit the concession stand at the front gate. Chef Mark Floyd and his culinary team is delivering $1,000 nachos for $3.50. And you can get a $6 dinner. He's got a face for it, too. Also, we have other concession opportunities. We have Moon Swiner's barbecue truck, and we have the Russell County High School band concessions located over in the visitor section of the end zone. Also, don't forget to visit the Warrior Booster Club, where they're selling drinks, cotton candy, water, boiled peanuts, light candy bars, and shakers. The Booster Club also wants to remind you that memberships are available at the tent next to the press box. Cost is $50 for two, $35 for one.
Those simple things found online.
Oh, yeah.
I've got tickets to go.
Here, live for James Gordon for the Watermelon Warriors and the Generals.
I said it.
Okay.
Your captains for Russell County at the coin toss is number 11, Andretti Cook, and number 14, Marion Lawson.
I think we're a little higher up, so it's kind of like going and skipping every other frame.
Lee County winning the toss. The Warriors will receive.
Do we need to go down?
No, we're gonna wait and see. It's not gonna affect the quality when we play it back, but it's just.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our stream tonight. We are live from Chance Corbett Field to watch the Russell County Warriors take on the Lee Generals. My name is Jonathan Hart. I will be providing your play-by-play tonight, and with me here is Jack Hutton for color commentary. We're really excited about the game tonight. We're really excited to see the Russell County Warriors try to extend their win streak to 5-0. It's the best start in their history. Isn't that right, Jack?
Jonathan, this is a team that's going to come out. They're going to come out trying to be hot. They're 4-0. They're going to try and really get started here early. We're going to see if Lee can stop them down here. We're getting ready for kickoff. What a night we got here, man. This is great.
Beautiful weather out here, honestly. I mean, you've got a nice little breeze up here in the press box. You've got a bunch of really hyped fans out in the stands, and we've got quite the spectacle awaiting us out here on the newly AstroTurf field. This is their first home game on their new field since they began the AstroTurfing process. They were going to be at home 2 weeks ago when they played Park Crossing, but due to delays in the AstroTurfing, we had to go to Ladonia for that game. But we're more than happy to be here tonight, and it looks like Lee is going to be receiving the kickoff.
Let's get it rolling, Johnny. Let's get going here. I'm excited. There is high school football back in the air, and it is that time of year, baby. Let's get it going.
It is, it is.
set to kick off. Number 5, Christopher Dillon, set to receive.
Number 5 set to receive for Lee. And here goes the kick. Number 5 takes it around the 15 and is stuffed at the 25. All right, so it'll be Lee's ball, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And here comes this Lee offense, Jonathan. They've been struggling a little bit this year, but this defense for Coach Griggs and the Russell County High School Warriors, they've been pretty good this year so far. 4-0 on the season. Got some really young talent, but they're supposed to come out and compete tonight. We'll see how they do against Lee.
All right, here we go. All right, Lee is set. 1st and 10 from the 25. He takes the snap, and he breaks quite a few tackles and pushes down for about 9 yards.
Jaquel Williams on the run.
Yeah, Jaquel Williams kind of finding his way through the holes there. Really nice run. He's got a little bit of giddy up to him. He's also got some moves with him right around that 25, 30-yard line. Just found his way free. It was a nice run by Williams there.
Jaquel Williams is looking for a 1st down here. Takes the snap, hands it off, and he keeps it for a completion for a 1st down and then some out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, a little RPO there, a little run pass option. Looks like Williams had the ball around the right side and was trying to figure out whether he wanted to tuck it or threw it off. Nice pass there up to about midfield. Got the Lee Generals in business here on this 1st drive.
A great read there by Jaquel Williams,
Yes,
too, to acknowledge a hole in the defense there. You're not going to find much of those against Russell County tonight. All right, this time we got the running back taking it, and he finds a hole, and he is going to go to the 1-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, Johnny, a great run there, but it looks like we're going to be coming back.
And that is a hold on Lee.
Oh, and that'll kill a drive there. A hold right around the 49, 50-yard line for Lee, and a great run. Just not going to be able to get all the way down there. It's going to be coming back.
So now instead of a 1st and goal from the 1, Lee is facing a 1st down and 20 from about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, Lee's had a little bit of frustration this year with a couple of things, but they've got some really talented players. If they can utilize them properly tonight, it's going to be a very competitive ball game. This Russell County team is still young, a little bit of experience, but they are really good, really talented.
Here we go. 1st and 20. Jaquel Williams keeps it and picks up a nice gain. It's going to be about 2nd and 11.
And Williams is smooth. He's a really good quarterback, especially running the football. You see him kind of get out to the left side there. A little off tackle with some lead blocking out in front. Williams has been impressive so far on this drive, so we can keep it going.
All right, so it is 2nd and 12. Let's see what Lee has here. And driving in to whittle away at this deficit that they put themselves at.
Yeah, drive those legs, Big Phil. Drive them through. Boy, what a run.
That brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Right. Williams pitches to the outside, and that is going to be a 1st down and then some, and it is going to be a Lee touchdown to open the game.
Number 2, Brian Thompson.
That was number 2, Brian Thomas, with a fantastic hold on the ball. That was a little bit of a wobbly pitch there, but he managed to secure it and run it all the way through and broke a tackle around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Brian Thompson showing some power on the play beforehand and then takes it around the right side that time. And again, showing a little bit of power, but also showing his speed off down the sideline that time. What a nice run by Brian Thompson to get the Generals on the board. And boy, that's big for Lee High School right out of the gate here. I'll take it on the way on the opening drive.
All right, and here comes the extra point. And it is no good.
In the first quarter, it's Lee 6, Russell County nothing.
All right. So after a successful scoring drive, frustratingly missed extra point, Lee is up 6-0, and they will be kicking. Back to receive for Russell County is A.J. Black. And A.J. Black has the ball, and he's looking for a hole, and he is tripped up around the 38-yard line.
All right, Johnny, well, here comes this Russell County offense. Coach Griggs, over from Pinson Valley last year. They want to go up speed, but, of course, at the same time, he's been said kind of at the beginning of the year that he wants his offense to be able to take some time off the clock. So we'll see if they go more towards a hurry-up style or more of kind of a run-it-down-your-throat and just kind of take it easy style tonight. Be interesting to see what they do.
It is interesting to note that if they want to run time off the clock, they definitely have the running back to do that, and Drew Pickett, who has received an offer from Georgia Tech, a very high point for the Russell County offense and the program as a whole.
Yeah, it looks like Pickett's lined up in the quarterback position right here for the Wildcat as a direct snap.
And Pickett's going to be shoved out. He got right around the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
I'm sorry, I got that mixed up that time. I think that was Pickett who was actually in the running back spot, but couldn't direct it outside that time.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
One thing that Ethan Calhoun, Robert Calhoun, the quarterback for Russell County, has been so good at so far this year, has been this exact option, the quarterback sneak, the draw, and he is going to keep going. And that is going to be a big first down by Calhoun, the quarterback.
That is such a deadly weapon, Jonathan. When you have a quarterback that's a dynamic runner like that, he can get outside, he can kind of run the zone read, run those different things, get out in space. You have a dynamic runner like Calhoun, it really shows you what you can do with an offense.
All right, so we're setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Russell County taking their time here, not wanting to get too ahead of themselves. Want to stay focused. Calhoun takes the snap, and he looks downfield, and just through the hands of his receiver.
Yeah, but a good look that time by Calhoun. You heard it going over for Andretti Cook, about the 33, 32-yard line that time. Good throw by him, just in and out of the hands of him.
So we're setting up here now for a 2nd and 10. Once again, it'll be interesting to see what play they go with here. Wind up in pretty much the same formation. And he's going to keep it, and he's going to find a hole. And he's going to run to the outside, and he's going to go all the way for a Russell County touchdown.
Robert Calhoun goes the distance from 42 yards. What a run by Calhoun, and you can just see him going right up the gut that time, breaking it to the outside. An exciting run by Robert Calhoun over there. It was a great run to get Russell County on the board. We got a tie ball game.
Russell County looking to put the ball through the uprights to have a lead in this ball game by 1 point. The snap is good, the hold is good, and it is going to be 7-6 Russell County.
Oh, what a big drive that time. What a big drive by Russell County to get on the board to answer the lead coming right out of the gate. We may be in position here for a barn burner tonight, Johnny. We've got a lot of scoring so far in the first few minutes.
Very interesting to note that a Russell County offense that, for the most part, has been all about tempo and controlling the clock, really just stormed down the field this time around.
Boy, and they really did. And you know that's kind of Briggs' personality. He would like to go fast. He likes to be able to do that. He wants to be able to kind of run some time off the clock. And boy, they really did. They went right down the field that time very quickly.
In this little break we've got here right now, for those of you that may not have known, UCF is taking on Louisville tonight at Louisville. UCF took about 3 minutes to score a touchdown and took an early 7-0 lead. But Malik Cunningham, the quarterback for Louisville, an absolute threat with his dual threat personality, his skill set really lending itself to a run first, pass second offense, just scored a rushing touchdown to tie the game up. So it is 7-7 with 1:47 left in the first. And we are back here with Russell County and Lee.
New offense for UCF this year. Gus Malzahn leaving the Plains and heading down there.
And we're going to take the ball out to the 29-yard line. A nice little effort given by the receiver there, who realized that he had been bottled up and continued to push for a few extra yards. I mean, those extra yards could be the difference in the ball game.
Oh yeah, Johnny, you're not kidding. You're not kidding at all. And sometimes those kickoff returns can be kind of taken for granted. You know, sometimes people won't go very hard, but if you can get your team out even 5-10 more yards, that sets the whole drive momentum in a different spot.
Well, we're about to find out just how much of a momentum granter it was, because here comes Lee. Williams ready for the snap. And he keeps. What a floater. And just out of the hands.
It looks like we got a flag back here at the 33-yard line. We got some dynamic quarterbacks tonight, Johnny. How about this? We got two guys who can really get out and scramble and make things happen with their feet. Looks like that's going to be a hold on Lee.
Yeah, a hold on Lee is once again going to back them up a little bit. And like you said earlier, a lot of young talent on Lee that leads to a few mistakes here and there that really can frustrate you and definitely kill your momentum a little bit.
Yeah, and you're getting kind of far enough into the season now where you'd like to see those kind of mental mistakes and things like that start to kind of die down a little bit. Of course, they're playing a good team in Russell County tonight. Things like that are going to happen. You just got to try to overcome it. 2nd and 10, not a huge deal. Just pick up what you can here.
And we stand corrected. It was an ineligible receiver downfield, and that penalty was declined, so it will be 2nd and 10. And a bad snap. And the running back picks it up and is absolutely swallowed up for a massive loss around the 21-yard line.
But that snap was kind of off to the side that time. Williams couldn't quite corral it. And that's going to set up a 3rd and long, and this is not a position you want to be in, Johnny.
Not at all. Even with Williams' skill set of being a very dynamic playmaker, I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see just how comfortable he is, maybe taking a little more time behind this young offensive line and figuring out, you know, what is the best look for me? Do I need to run? Do I need to pass? And if so, who's going to give me the best chance of getting that first down? And there's going to be a timeout taken on the field.
Timeout by the Warriors there. And yeah, if you're a coach, that kind of thing just can drive you crazy. You're up to about first and 10. You get it. You kind of have a play where you hit something big, but then that gets called back, and you're right back into 2nd and long. Now you're in 3rd and long after the fumbled snap. Again, that'll drive you crazy as a coach, and maybe they pick it up here. Maybe you'll see, but really not good for the coaches right now. They'll have to get back in this.
Absolutely. And in addition to college football scores, we're also going to be keeping you updated on other teams in the region here. An update coming to you live from Central. Central has scored over Enterprise to go up 7-0 in the first quarter at Enterprise. Two really dynamic teams over there as well. Both 4-0 on the season right now, both looking to extend that win record, maybe try to solidify their hold over the region, especially since you also have the threat of Auburn lurking, playing the Jeff Davis Volunteers. Both teams are absolutely capable of winning that game, but it really just comes down to who's got the ball last.
Yeah, you've got that dynamic Central offense taking on Enterprise under Pat Nix tonight. And then, of course, the Auburn team with a huge offensive line. They like to run the ball down the throat, and they can do it, too. That's the scary part about them.
Absolutely. Lee's taking the snap on 3rd and long. Williams runs to the outside, and he finds himself a wide running lane down the field, and he picks up the first down around the 49-yard line.
How about that? You go backwards on your first 2 plays, and then on 3rd down, you get it all back with one of the most dynamic quarterbacks probably in the region right now, in Williams. What a run out to the right side to get his team a first down, and just like the other side, that'll drive you crazy as a coach, as a Russell County, picking up a 3rd and long with your legs.
Absolutely. So from 3rd and long to 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line is Lee trying to move it up the field even further. And the running back takes it straight up the gut.
Looks like 65 for Lee. He's getting up a little bit slow over here. Hope he's okay.
You always hate to see injuries for anybody, but especially down here at the high school level. I mean, you're talking about kids whose, bodies haven't fully developed yet, and, it always is tragic to see injuries get in the way of things like that.
Well, you were young once, Johnny. We both were young once, and that kind of thing can happen. These kids can take it, they're doing really well, and we've seen so far a really well played game.
All right. A good little read there by number 4. Stops his momentum on the dime and takes it straight up for a pickup of 3 for 3rd and 3.
I like that play call by Lee. Get your playmakers out in space. Give them a little jet sweep going to the left there. Pick up about 5 yards, brings up a 3rd and short. Really moving the ball well his first 2 drives. And Lee needed this. They needed to come out kind of firing on all cylinders right now. And they've done that so far.
Russell County getting a little energized on defense over here, recognizing that a stop right here is likely going to result in a punt. Getting the ball back in your offense's hands. Tight end shifts. And the running back is stuffed right around the line to gain. And it's going to be marked short for a 4th down.
That's a great effort there by Thomas to try and get that last yard. Couldn't quite get all the way there. It's going to bring up an important 4th and 1 in Russell County territory, just barely. What are the Lee Generals going to do here? It looks like they are going to go for it.
Keeping their offense out on the field.
So a big call early by the Lee Generals. Let's see if it pays off for them here. It may be risky giving the ball right back to Russell County.
Takes the snap, and he finds ample room on the outside. And he runs to the sidelines, and that's a 1st down.
Now, that's no problem when you got a guy like Williams. When you've got him, and when you've got a dynamic quarterback like that, it's no problem. Tell him, I need a 1st down, he'll go get it for you.
I mean, this whole game has just spoken straight to the tenacity of Williams and the entire Lee offense. I mean, they find themselves in deep holes, and they still manage to find a way to eat themselves right out of it.
Yeah, 3rd and long conversion, now a 4th down conversion, a big one inside Russell County territory. They're looking good so far.
And on 1st and 10, he's going to take it for about 6 yards.
Gerald Bonner on the
be about 2nd and 4.
Nice run that time by Bonner. Looks like that's the first time we've seen him tonight. Nice run, bounces it outside, picks up about 5 yards. It's a real hard run by a guy that hadn't really seen much action yet.
Now 2nd and 5. There comes in a flag. And it looks like this ball is going to be coming back.
Once again, penalties as a coach will drive you crazy. Right now, Lee has had a few this drive that have set them back. Looks like they're going to be going backwards again now.
A chop block.
Well, that's a shame. I believe that was Davis that time taking it out to the right side. Another nice run, but again, just another penalty for Lee. Sets them back behind the chains. They don't have to come up with a couple more big plays.
And that's going to be a timeout called
Timeout, Lee Generals.
by the Lee Generals.
Just a reminder that Chef Mark Thorne and his culinary students are at the concession stands. They are selling hamburgers, hot dogs, and nachos for $3.50 each. You can also get a combo.
With other scores coming in from around the country, just to keep you updated, the number 2 high school team in the nation, IMG Academy, is currently beating Jones in the 2nd quarter, 42-0.
I think that's got to come back in store, don't you, Johnny?
Oh, absolutely.
42 points down, that's nothing.
I mean, Jones practically has them right where they're.
Got them right where they want them, that's right.
Absolutely.
It's like the number 3 team, St. John's, up 28-0 on Oscar Smith High School.
Halftime. All right. Lee and Russell County will be taking the field again. It looks like 2nd and 10 now. 2nd and 20, my bad. And a massive hole opens up, and they're able to exploit it to get back past the original line of scrimmage. It looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 9.
Boy, Thomason just going right up the middle that time, and he is a load to bring down, man. He's got a great frame on him. And this Lee Generals, they get right back at it. It's the 3rd and long now, but it's a 3rd and manageable. It's not a 3rd and 15 or a 3rd and 20. You can think you can pick this up if you can hit a pass or if you can get Williams on the outside for a run.
If you remember back to the last drive, the Lee Generals found themselves facing 1st and 20. They managed to eat that back up in 3 plays, and it looks like they're looking to do it here in 2. And that looks like it's going to be good enough for a 1st down for Lee. My goodness, the amount of yardage they're able to generate on these plays when they need it most.
Yeah, that looks like that's the senior Christopher Dillahay who gets his first look tonight. I believe that was a jet sweep kind of over to the right side. Dillahay takes that, finds a hole, and yet again another 3rd down and long conversion for this Lee Generals team. And while it's great for the Generals, you got to think about Russell County in there. Coaches have got to be just livid right now. They can't get off the field on 3rd down, and that'll kill a drive for a defense.
All right, so here we go. Lee, 1st and 10. He's going to take it for a sizable gain. Looks like he was tripped up a little bit, but flew through the air for an extra yard or 2. Talk about
Thomas.
extra.
Oh, yeah, and that's Thomas again. And I've been impressed with Thomas so far. He is a big load to bring down, runs with a lot of power, gets to the 2nd level really nice, and once again you see him out in front of the defense there.
Absolutely. It looks like they're marking him with enough to get a 1st down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 again from around the 21-yard line. and another massive hole, and they're not going to be able to bring him down before he crosses the line. That is going to be a touchdown.
Johnny, if you've got a horse that you like, ride it the whole way. And I tell you what, right now, Lee likes Thomas a lot. What a great run again by number 2, Thomas for Lee High School. Takes that pretty much all the way down the field with a couple of different plays sprinkled in there. What a great game he's had so far here in the first quarter.
Looks like Lee has suddenly found a workhorse that they like, and they're going to keep on feeding him. Interesting to see what they're about to do here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like they're going for the 2-point conversion. Looking to make it a full touchdown spread over here at 7-14.
At 12-7, you think you got to go maybe a little bit too early in the game for some, but they're going to try it here.
What a look, and it looks like it's good. So after a successful 2-point conversion, Lee has taken the lead 14-7.
There's so many 2-point plays that you can run in the book. You know, of course, you'll see stuff like the Philly special. You'll see the quick slant routes. That out route is a great thing to run when you're right down there on the goal line. Get your skill position guys free. Get them out in a little bit of space so you can fire a quick one to them. That's a really nice drive there by Lee, coming down with Brian Thomas the whole way, punching it in.
I really was impressed there with the 2-point conversion. I mean, it wasn't just the efficiency with which they were able to execute, but the comfort with which they were able to execute too. Some of these plays earlier in the game, Lee has looked a little scrambled at times. They don't really know what they're going to or who they're throwing to, but on that one, I mean, he was on lock the whole time, and he found his man and he put it in there.
And it's almost like they've been more efficient on 3rd and 4th down than they have been the first 2 downs. And you think if they could go forward on 1st and 2nd down, you know, maybe this offense would have been looking even better. But still, so far, 14 points in the first quarter on the road in this tough Russell County environment. You got to be happy.
Absolutely. So it looks like A.J. Black is going to be back to receive again for Russell County. Here comes the kick. And it is away. Black has to stoop a little low to get that one, and he just gets hammered at around the 25-yard line.
Well, here comes this Russell County High School offense again. Robert Calhoun is coming back out here. Of course, he had the big touchdown run a couple drives ago. Took it most of the way of the length of the field last time, I think at about the 35 when they started. They're in a similar position here. Let's see what they choose to do.
The refs moved it up and spotted it around the 27. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 27. And Russell County looking for a big answer here after another touchdown given up to Lee. Calhoun hands it to Pickett, who takes it all the way for a 1st down and more.
And that's the Drew Pickett you hear so much about. Takes it around the right side, breaks out of a couple tackles. He runs really low to the ground. Very patient runner for the most part, but that time he really hit the hole very hard.
Absolutely. And so now, after a good 1st down play picked up by Pickett, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 44. And they're going to gun it right back to Pickett again, who is stuffed for a little bit of a loss there at the outside edge. So it's going to be 2nd and 12.
Great play there by Lee to get in the backfield and bring him down to number 7 on the Lee Generals that time. Shoots the cap back there, brings his man down, and Drew Pickett behind the line.
2nd and 12. Calhoun takes the snap, he finds his man, and they are going to pick up almost enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Johnny, it looked like, for a second there, it looked like the ball may have come loose. I think he was able to grab it back up. Either that, or I may just be seeing things, Johnny. But it looked like the ball came loose for just a second there, but here comes Russell County, the line, going to run that hurry up.
Hands it to...
He's short.
Looks like he's going to be short. It looks like it's 4th down.
When you're seeing that now, that Russell County offense, they like to go quick in times like that. Unfortunately for them, it didn't work for them that time. And now they've got a similar situation as what Lee had on this other side of the field. Let's see. Looks like they're going to choose to go for it as well.
You know that you've got your reliable wide receivers in Castillo, A.J. Black, Andretti Cook. You've got your workhorse that you've got in Drew Pickett. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of time to think about this play before we execute it. At the end of the first quarter, Lee 14, Russell County 7. And we are back to start the second quarter. Russell County is keeping their offense out on the field to face 4th and short right here. Let's see if they can pick up the first down.
This is probably the biggest play in the game right here, Jonathan. We'll see what they choose to do.
And he runs it around to the outside, dives, and he has the first down.
Oh, man, what a great play call there by Coach Briggs and Russell County High School Warriors. That's a great play. Looks like they set him in motion, and he just stops right at the line, takes the ball, and finds a hole, works his way up to the first down. That's a big first down for this Russell County team.
Absolutely. I mean, on that play, you really just looked at Lee's defense, and they knew what was going on, and then suddenly they didn't. That stop threw them off balance a little bit, and it was just enough for the first down. And Calhoun's pass is tipped up at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, and that is a dangerous play if you're a coach. Watching that ball get tipped in the line of scrimmage, you're just hoping, oh, please hit the turf, please hit the turf. When that happens, we're fortunate to get a break there and get a couple more downs here to work with.
Absolutely. So we're facing segment 10. And the hard snap did not work. So we'll take a little time to readjust. Calhoun takes the snap, he finds his man, and that is just short.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of confusion over there by a couple receivers. I believe that's DJ Epps over there, and that may be A.J. Black over there as well. Looked like that throw was a little bit between them. You want to get that to a specific wide receiver if you're the quarterback that time. I think he may have been going out there to Epps, but I'm not sure exactly where he was going.
Looks like Calhoun's getting a little frustrated here. They had a very successful start to this drive, and they've stalled a little bit, but he's ready to step back and maybe find a way to get some yardage, and Pickett is absolutely swallowed up around the 50-yard line, so it is going to be 4th and very long.
Yeah, forgive me on that last drive. That was actually Andretti Cook. That was not DJ Epps there. But on that one, you know, you see the screen. They're trying to set that up, kind of catch Lee off guard, but Lee is ready for it. And, boy, Russell County's had a tough time getting Drew Pickett in this offense going tonight. You know, you'd think that coming in, Pickett was going to be the go-to guy tonight. That really hasn't been the case so far. Lee has kind of been keying in on him and shut him down. Let's see if Robert Calhoun moving forward can kind of change that narrative a little bit. But Lee's going to get the ball back with a really big opportunity to go up a couple scores here.
And punting this ball is going to be Mark Olds, and honestly, I cannot think of many high school punters that I would want punting this ball better than Mark Olds. It's not just about his monster leg, but it's about his ball placement. If you remember 2 weeks ago when we were playing at Ladonia, Mark Olds punted from around the 25-yard line all the way down to the opposing 10.
Boy, and that'll get you on the radar really fast.
Exactly.
But that time looked like Lee almost got back and blocked that kick that time.
They almost did. But what an effort by Mark Olds to see that pressure coming and acknowledging that you might get hit and to just step up into the pressure and make the kick anyways.
And I think that's forgotten a lot of times about punters. You know, punters are athletes too. That's what they always say about pitchers in baseball. Punters are athletes too, Jonathan, and you've got to stand in there and take it. They did a pretty good job of getting it away that time. But here comes Lee with a big drive.
Williams hands it off on first down, and they find a little bit of a hole, manage to get about 5 yards on the play. So it'll be about 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
And if I'm Lee, I'm going back to that ground game a lot. That seemed to really work for him tonight so far. Of course, you got Williams behind there, the quarterback, who's got some great legs. You've also got Thomas, who can run the ball really well. They've got backs all over this roster. We've seen so far, they're getting holes, really doing well, getting up the field after they make a cut. Here again, 2nd and 4, 6 yards picked up on that last one. Really nice.
So facing 2nd and 5. Tight end in motion. And they keep it on the ground. And they are swallowed up that time. Russell County really came forward and said, fool me once, you're not going to fool me twice.
That's what stacking the box will do for you on a defense like that. Russell County said, we have had enough of this. Put about 8 guys in the box and were able to get in the backfield that time. Let's see if they keep that kind of style here. If they drop back on this 3rd and medium, you would think most of the time kind of play off the guys a little bit, give them a couple of yards here, not too much. It's only 3rd and 5, and so a short pass is going to pick up a first down. See what Lee can do here.
Absolutely. Here we go, 3rd and 5. And they're going to keep it on the ground again, but this time there is a massive hole, and he's dragged down at about the 47.
Boy, and Lee is just gashing this Russell County team up the gut, off tackle. They're doing a really nice job of opening up some holes. Russell County, of course, has had a couple times where they've gotten in the backfield so far, but for the most part, Lee's been able to do what they want on the ground. Let's see if Russell County can adjust.
Russell County players out there on defense looking a little frustrated right now that they haven't been as efficient as they'd like to be.
And again, this is a young defense. You may see that at times, but they've got a lot of talent. It's going to be more about growing in these games than it is anything else. But this is a team that they've been in every game they've played. Of course, they're 4-0. And so, they're going to be talented. They're going to be good in the future. There's another nice run.
That's a massive first down, and it looks like he might take it just down to the 6-yard line. What a run by Lee County.
46-yard gain.
A 46-yard gain.
Ball on the 6-yard line.
I think that was number 5, Christopher Dillahay that time. The senior, 5'10", 170, but showing a little bit of speed there. Kind of gets out behind everybody, takes that all the way up to the 6-yard line. Man, I'm really impressed with this Lee offense tonight and how they've really attacked the ground. They've gone up the middle, they've gone off tackle, they've gone a lot of different places.
Absolutely. And a big response by Russell County's defense to really stuff them for a loss on first down.
Russell County in the backfield on that when they bring down Thomas, who again, the 6'2", 210 back from Lee, takes it up the gut, can't quite hit anywhere as that Russell County defense just again, they stack that box and they stop the run. This is a big possession here for Russell County. If they can keep only 3 on the board, it's probably going to be a moral victory. You don't want to allow 7 here.
Exactly. So 2nd and goal from the 9. Williams is going to keep. And did he catch it?
No signal yet.
They're going to mark it complete just short of the goal line.
Boy, and he did catch that. What a great catch. With a defender hanging on him, going down to the ground. What a nice catch. I believe that was Dillahay again who gets in there and picks that up off the turf.
So now it's 3rd and goal from inches. Let's see what Lee does.
Who are you going for here? I think you got to go right up the gut just like
that.
that.
There it is. And that is a touchdown once again. Lee already looking at the potential to be up 21-7 in the 2nd quarter.
Boy, Lee High School right now is hitting on all cylinders on offense. Running that ball, they're just running it right down the field right now. Russell County's going to have to do a little bit of adjusting. I think they're going to be able to do it coming up here in the next few quarters. You've really seen some good plays this year by that Russell County defense. But right now, Lee is having their way with that defensive line.
Absolutely. Now, after a botched point after earlier in the game, let's see if the kicker for Lee has a kick up his sleeve, and that one is going to be good. And it's 21-7 Lee with 7:02 left in the second quarter.
Jonathan, we got some big college football going on tomorrow night. What are you thinking? Who do you like? Especially right now, we're looking at UCF and Louisville. 14-14 game with about 9.5 minutes to go in that second quarter there. That's that Gus Malzahn offense going to work on the Louisville defense.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting to note that Gus Malzahn, who even in his late tenure at Auburn was averaging a little lower than average numbers for him for his normal offense, has now at UCF through the first two games averaged the second highest yards on offense for a college team this year, second only to Brian Harson's Auburn squad.
And isn't that funny how fate works? You leave one school and you do great, but the one school that you leave beats you out for that. I think that'll probably change tomorrow up where Auburn's got a tough one at Penn State.
I think Steve Sarkisian can let you know a little bit about that,
I think he may
too.
be able to let you know
Absolutely.
a little bit, man. What a tough week for Texas last week. See if they bounce back this week. But if you're Arkansas, man, how about the Hogs this week getting back into contention?
Absolutely. A.J. Black is back to receive. And the kick just scoots across the AstroTurf, gets picked up by Black, who's going to run full steam ahead and get tripped up around the 33-yard line. What a run by Black. I mean, he just powered straight through.
You're right. You said it. Black picks up a head of steam when he's running back at kickoff. But hadn't seen him get that breakaway boost yet. You think that's probably going to happen at some point this year. It really does go downhill on those kickoff returns. And you really like to see that a lot better than just kind of dancing when you come up.
All right, so Russell County facing a 2-touchdown deficit. Let's see what Calhoun Pickett and the rest of the team has in store for the Lee defense.
And so far, Lee's made this stadium a little bit quiet right now, and down 14 points. We'll see if the Russell County Warriors can get back in this one. They're going to need to drive with a little under 7 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Absolutely, and it looks like there is going to be another timeout called by Russell County. While we've got a little break, another scoring update from other schools in the region. Central is currently beating Enterprise 14-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that Central offense again, like we were talking about earlier, really proficient. Going to be tough for Enterprise to stop tonight. That's that Patrick Nix offense that's come from Pinson Valley over to Central this year. Looking elsewhere, it looks like we got the Auburn-Jeff Davis game. Don't have a score update for that one yet. I believe that has started. I don't have a score update for that one yet. And that's an Auburn team that, again, we talked about it beforehand. They've got a really big offensive line. A lot of guys that, considering some colleges, considering some scholarships.
Pickett powers through a hole and then gets slammed. Picked up about a yard.
Yeah, just didn't have a whole lot of room that time, Jonathan. Again, this Lee team really impressed with their defense, really impressed, of course, with their offense so far. Really been hitting all cylinders on this first half. Had a couple plays go backwards on their offensive side. This defense has held well so far against this pretty prolific Russell County offense.
Calhoun said to take the snap, and he does. He's going to keep it, and he gets swallowed up for a loss.
Lee taking a page out of Russell County's book, stacking that box. Attack in the middle like that, and they get Calhoun, a really dynamic runner, down on the ground, and a 3rd and long now for Russell County. And the Warriors not looking very good for them right now. 21-7, 3rd and 12. They really need a big play to kind of stop this Lee momentum.
Absolutely. Interesting how a Russell County offensive line that was doing fairly well on the first drive has suddenly become so porous that we've had 2 minimal gains and losses, and Calhoun just gets snatched around his hips and brought down for another massive loss. And it's going to be about fourth and 20.
Oh man, this Lee County defensive line is getting after it, Jonathan. They have turned up the heat here in the second quarter and have gotten in the backfield. I believe they were in the backfield all 3 plays on that drive. Russell County just really keep everything going right now. Hoping to pick up that blocking scheme. They may have to resort to a couple new concepts here, because what they've been doing so far has not really worked this quarter.
Once again, Mark Olds, second appearance we've seen from him tonight. There's a flag on the field. Looks like that is going to be a delay of the game on Russell County.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
So you get moved back 5 yards. And with a punter like Olds, 5 yards?
Maybe doesn't mean so much, huh?
Not necessarily a killer to the yardage that you can get here.
Let's see what kind of leg he can get into this one. A low snap.
A low snap. And he still gets it away, but he skies it. And a favorable bounce. And so the ball's going to roll out around the 46-yard line.
Yeah, about a 35-yard punt that time, and kind of skied it a little bit, but it's a really nice job by Olds to kind of compose himself back there, pick that thing off the turf. Had a rush coming right after him, but still got it off. Got a pretty nice punt up here to about the 45-yard line. But Jonathan, yet again, here we are. Lee with the ball, good field position, and they've got an opportunity to really blow this open in the second quarter right now. If you're Russell County, you need to stop right here.
Absolutely. Russell County looking to get their offense back into this game, maybe get a few more points on the board. Lee looking for another chance to score and a chance to extend this lead before halftime.
And if I'm Russell County, I'm stacking the box right now. You know that the run is coming. There it is.
There it is right there. Looks like a helmet came off on the field. Yeah, that's number 65 over there for Lee. Helmet just got ripped off in the process of the play.
And right now the Warriors are not quite getting the push that they want to up front. This offensive line for Lee is doing a really nice job of opening up some holes. They're able to get in the backfield and meet the man at the line of scrimmage that time. Still a couple yards after contact, and Lee continues to move the ball down the field.
And so approaching 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this half, you have to think Lee, of course, scoring would be preferable. But just keeping the clock running and burning as much time off the clock as possible is what they really want to do here right now, because you want
and you know that's not what a lot of teams are built to do now. But of course, what we've seen tonight, Lee running the ball like this, they can do that right now. Opening up holes really well. They're making first downs with just their running game. So if they can just hold on to the ball, maybe even take it down and score right before halftime, that's the most ideal scenario for Lee here. They really hold all the cards. But a big third down here for the Russell County defense.
Absolutely. Williams will keep. We'll look for it, and that is a big completion for a huge first down. That's going to be marked down at the 21-yard line.
I think that was Dillahay again. I believe that was either Dillahay. No, I think that was Daniel Scott, the senior. And Daniel Scott maybe got away with a little bit of a push there, right about the 30, 25-yard line. But again, a nice adjustment on the ball. Williams buys himself some time again. He completes a big pass. And yet again, here we go. Lee with another drive.
Absolutely. And such a heads-up play by Scott, too, to be covered so thoroughly by a Russell County defender, but to turn around and acknowledge you need to help your quarterback in this situation.
And I was just going to say that, Jonathan. It's really impressive how he kind of looks back for his quarterback and got open. Wasn't really a route. It was just a, hey, hit me, I'm open.
Absolutely.
And one thing I don't really like there, Jonathan, is that you saw the trips down here kind of close to our side. You saw the 3 wide receivers. Russell County safety back a little bit. They had about a 3rd and 5, but you've only got to pick up those 3rd and 5. Russell County's playing about 15 yards off their receiver. And again, that can be kind of a zone impact most of the time, but you had a wide open receiver there. Fortunately, Williams was able to get it to the right guy.
So now on 1st and 10, Williams is going to keep it around to the outside, and he's found a hole. He cuts back, and it is another touchdown.
Boy, and what a big-time play by Williams again, and Lee takes this down. And now Russell County looking for some answers right now on defense as Lee's about to go up 20 points, looking to go up 21 here with the extra point. Williams has been really impressive tonight, Jonathan.
Absolutely. In a battle of 2 dynamic quarterbacks, the thing that can really make or break the outcome of the game is the status of the offensive line. And so far tonight, the Russell County offensive line just has not been holding up quite as well as the Lee offensive line has tonight.
Yeah, but you got to give credit, too, to that defensive line. That defensive line for Lee's done really well tonight. The Russell County line, while they've been in the backfield a couple times, usually they've not been able to stop the runs right up the middle or even the runs on the off-tackle plays. And especially when you've got a guy like Williams as your quarterback, it is hard to bring him down anywhere.
Absolutely.
Hopefully Russell County, we'll see if Russell County can go a little bit different thing here back in the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely. And after a flag, it's going to be moved a little bit closer. I'd be more comfortable with a kick from a few inches closer too.
Boy, you give me whatever distance you got for kicks.
And that one just gets drilled low and slow straight through to make it a 21-point game, 28-7. Once again, with a quarterback like Calhoun, with dynamic playmakers like Pickett, Black, Epps, Cook. I mean, it's Russell County's not necessarily out of this with a whole half left to play, but they have to find answers, and they have to find them quick.
Right, they do, and they're not out of this by a long shot. This is, again, we've said this, for the first 2 quarters now, but this is a really dynamic offense. They know how to go quick. They've got some big-time playmakers. They just got to execute. That's all they've got to do. The offensive line's got to execute better. They've got to start getting it into their playmakers' hands on the outside with space to run. We'll see what Coach Griggs and the offense decide to do here.
Please help support the Russell County Culinary Arts Department by visiting the concession stands. Chief Chef Mark Thorne, as well as the Moonswiners barbecue truck.
All right. Lead a kickoff. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in this first half right here. What you really want to see from Russell County right now is just how far they can drive it down the field. If they get a touchdown, that's ideal, but a field goal is points, and points are what they need.
Yeah, definitely so. And Russell County really looking for a drive here right before the half to get going. But if you're Lee, again, you're in a great spot, and you can go into the halftime. You can go into half with a big lead like this if your defense can step up. And honestly, just keep doing what you're doing on the defensive line. That's all you really need to do.
Interesting change of note here as that kick just skips across the turf. Is that Jose Castillo was in deep to receive, but it never quite got there.
Well, here we go. Russell County needing a big score here to get back in this game. And Jonathan, one thing that we've talked about all night, we've talked about the ability of this lead defensive line to get in the backfield. We're going to see this. I think Robert Calhoun's going to have a big drive here. And of course, you've got to get Drew Pickett going in this game. And again, not very many yards so far for the big star here from Russell County High School. You've got to get him going in the game right now.
Absolutely. And with a big playmaker as your quarterback like Calhoun, you really have to start thinking, do you need big plays more than you need managed offense? Because with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in this half and only one timeout and a bad snap, Calhoun gets up and it's fumbled. And it looks like Russell County recovered but that is a massive loss. You're talking about going back from the 40 all the way to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, and when it gets bad, it gets even worse for Russell County right now. Just really nothing going right on offense, but we're going to see. They've got a couple plays to pick it up here. They're just going to have to hit on something big. If they can do that before the half, you're right back in this thing.
Absolutely. So they take a timeout here. Good, smart move because the clock is already down below 2 minutes. And you are now facing a 2nd and 32.
2nd and 32. And you got anything in the playbook for that, Jonathan?
I guess you just send your wide receivers as far down as possible and say, here you go.
I believe you do. I believe you do here. And, of course, in a situation like this, there really is no call, right?
Exactly.
I think what you do if you're the coach, if you're Coach Griggs for the Russell County Warriors, is you run a little bit. You just get what you can back right here. Get half of it back. You don't need everything back here. Just get at least half. Get about 20 yards back if you can hit a big play, and then try to convert on 3rd down. It's really the only thing you can do here. Going to be tough to run right now.
Absolutely. You've got capable wide receivers. You've got Calhoun, who, even though he likes to keep it on the ground, he likes to run the ball. He certainly has the arm to get back at least a good chunk of this. But you have to make sure that you let go of that ball when your wide receivers are in a good spot to receive it, because the last thing you want right here is an interception. Calhoun takes the snap. He's going to keep it on the ground, and he gets about 2 yards. So it is 3rd and 30.
And here comes Lee, and Lee's going to call a timeout. And I'm not sure about that call right there, Jonathan. You know, it's one thing to run some time off the clock, but Lee's still got one timeout after this one left. And so, you know, Lee's playing for another score. They want the ball back. I think that's a good move by Lee right now. If you're going to give it to us, we're going to take it. And now a 3rd and 30, you know, unless you break one, it's going to be really difficult not to give the ball back to Lee before the half. Give that dynamic offense a chance.
Absolutely. And we have a big update from the game currently happening between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state of Alabama right now. Thompson is leading Hewitt-Trussville 14-0.
Some big-time players in that game, Jonathan, tonight. Absolutely. You think about Peter Woods, one of the best players out of the 2023 class right now. Riley Quick and Amari Kelly, they're both Auburn commits right now in that game. And so, you know, a lot of big-time players in that one right now. Really going to be interesting to see the score going ahead.
Speaking of Auburn recruits, it's nice to see that we've got quite a few names from the 2023 class for Auburn right now that are from the state of Alabama. And it really speaks to Brian Harson's ability to come in here and get the people he needs on his staff to really make recruitments in the Southeast.
Well, and from what we've seen so far, it looks like they may need to be at this one tonight.
Absolutely. And with a flag on the play, that ball is going to advance 5 yards. So, now it's a much more manageable 3rd and 25.
And you know, a little bit jokingly there, but you take what you can get. And I think if you're Russell County right there, if you run the ball now, you're just going to make Lee waste another timeout. That's really all. I think you've got to at least try and pick this up right now. But, of course, Lee's going to play off the ball.
And he draws back. He finds a hole. And he gets slammed back at the line of scrimmage. And there's a flag on the play.
And this could be disastrous here for Lee. As if you just tackle him on the ground, you get the ball back with a whole lot of time left to come down and score yet again. Looks like we're going to have a face mask.
Face mask, absolutely. And so that's going to be a huge gain.
And now Russell County with a third and 10. Manageable here. Yeah, and somehow they've gotten back into this now. And now if you're Russell County, this is where you've got to get it going. You've got to try and convert here, get some points on the board before halftime and get some of that momentum. And we'll see if they can do it here. Big third down.
Interesting to see how it went on 2 penalties by Lee from a 3rd and 30 to a 3rd and 10. Russell County looking for a first down right here with 1:36 left in this half.
And Jonathan, what did we say earlier? Penalties will drive you crazy. Lee has them backed up. Unfortunately, they let them get out to 3rd and 10 now. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Russell County. And I like this move. Talk about it a little bit. Make sure you know you play. This is a big game. This play in this game right now. If you pick this up, you can still try and go get some points on the board before halftime. If you go into the locker room down 21, again, not insurmountable for this Russell County offense. It's been really good, but you certainly like the chances a little bit more if you can score before the half here.
Absolutely.
Boy, what a great atmosphere we got tonight, Jonathan. Down in Alabama, the South, great night. Love it, man.
Absolutely, and the fans seem to be loving it too.
What a great community we've got here in Russell County. Really enjoyed everybody here and the hospitality that they've shown so far. This has been a really great night so far, and we'll see if Russell County can pick it up here. Maybe make these fans a little bit happier at the moment.
Absolutely. The offense will take the field.
What do you think here, Johnny? Are you throwing the ball, or are you putting it in the hands of Robert Calhoun, your big quarterback?
You know, so far this season, your gut would tell you to give it to Pickett, but Pickett just keeps getting stuffed. And they do give it to Pickett, and he is going to look for as many yards as possible, and he gets slammed after a 5-yard gain, so it's going to be 4th and 5.
And a big decision here for Coach Griggs. What do you want to do? If you turn it over, you give it right back to Lee, and I believe it looks like he is going to maybe go for this one now, or at least try to draw on offsides here.
I like this call here. The clock is ticking down. It's about to cross under a minute. You get the first down, you keep the drive alive. You have to put it in the hands of your defense, but with the way that Lee's been playing, you don't know if you're going to have to, and that is a first down.
What a big play that time by Russell County, and they have gone from 3rd and 30 to keeping this drive alive. They can now get down a little bit more, hope to put some points on the board before the half. What a great what a well-executed play that time by Russell County.
And that was a fantastic pass to number 8, Caden Chin, who just turned around on a dime and just found the ball right as it was entering his hands.
And Chin, a senior wide receiver this year. Hadn't been talked about a whole lot, but looks like they're going to go back to him now.
Oh, and it was thrown just outside his reach. But with the clock ticking down and 50 seconds left on the clock, that does stop the clock, which is generally favorable for Russell County right now.
And I like it. I think Russell County's got to do a little bit more of this. They've tried to establish the run with Pickett and with Calhoun. Unfortunately, that hadn't been working, so you got to go to the air now. And so far, they've hit a couple plays in a row now to gain positive yardage. Really need to punch it in before the half and get some momentum back here.
They really haven't tested Lee's secondary at all tonight.
No, they really
haven't.
haven't.
Put them to the torch and see what happens. Calhoun takes a low snap and finds his guy, and that is going to be incomplete. A.J. Black.
And A.J. Black trying to drag his feet there. A dynamic receiver, not quite dynamic enough to go get that one, as that was a good bit outside the sideline. But 3rd and 10 here coming up for Russell County. And Jonathan, I think if I'm Russell County here, I'm not trying to get the whole thing. I need maybe 5 or 6, make this manageable. You know, you've already gone for it on a 4th down on this drive. You have confidence in your quarterback that he can do that. I don't think they need everything here, but you want to get something.
Exactly, and if you only get something, okay, you have a kicker that can make it if you just get a few more yards. And Calhoun gets tackled for a loss of about 1.
And now Russell County's going to need to hurry up here. They've got no timeouts left. 30 seconds, a 4th and 12. So again, a huge play in this game. Let's see if the Warriors can convert.
What a throw by Calhoun. Oh, and the wide receiver drops it on the far side of the field.
And that's DJ Epps, senior, 6'1", senior over there. It looks like he just couldn't pull that one in. Looks like Calhoun had him over there at about the 25-yard line, just right through his hands. And boy, for Russell County, not a lot going right for you right now. And again, still plenty of time left in this game. A lot of football left to go, but you were really hoping that you could get some points on the board there.
Looks like Lee, with 16 seconds left, is just going to try to send this one to the half.
You know, if I'm Lee, I may let Williams just kind of roll out and run around maybe once. Doesn't look like they're going to do that, though.
Absolutely.
Try to see if your dynamic quarterback can get a little bit more there, but you got to be happy if you're Lee right now, Jonathan. You come in, you've done exactly what you wanted to do. You're establishing the run. Hadn't had to throw the ball a whole lot. Really only had one big pass play. On the other hand, if you're Russell County, you're kind of on a roll of hurt right now. You really need something to go right on offense.
They seem to establish a little bit of rhythm there at the end of the first half, and then a costly drop by Griffin just kills the drive. And so now at the end of the half, Lee 28, Russell County 7.
All the Trade Foods is a proud sponsor to the Russell County High School Warriors this season. Located at 6 Dowling Drive in Phoenix City, All Trade Foods provides packing and distribution.
You'll be amazed at what you can do with Beam's faster and faster internet speeds. The 175 channels you can watch with our most popular plan, also pretty amazing. But the most amazing thing of all is the price. For a limited time, get 250 meg internet for just $29.95 a month when you bundle with Digital Advantage TV. Stream anything with unlimited data. Watch whatever you want on the go with Beam Stream. You'll be amazed at what's possible with your hometown provider, Beam.
Down on the end of halftime. Here comes Lee, and here comes Russell County to get things started in the second half. Lee is up 28-7 right now, and really the biggest thing for us to see from the Warriors, who are going to be receiving the ball here at the beginning of the half, is just what kind of answers they managed to come up with here at halftime.
Yeah, Jonathan, you know, that first half for Lee, that was about as good as you can get on offense. Williams was able to really do well dynamically, kind of moving up and down the field there. For Lee, if you're Lee, you want to just keep doing what you're doing. Move that ball, open up holes, drive it down the field. If you're Russell County on offense, we talked about this a little bit at halftime, Jonathan. You have got to start throwing the ball around a little bit. Lee's proven that they can do a really good job of stopping the run. You got to open up that passing game a little bit, get those receivers involved.
Absolutely. And let's talk for a little bit before we get this half started here about the fantastic play of both quarterbacks. I know that the scoreboard doesn't really reflect just how dynamic both quarterbacks have been. I mean, you talk about a quarterback that's trying his best to keep his team in the game. Calhoun is really giving it his all. He's finding holes. He's shooting gaps. He's reading the defense. The problem is he doesn't necessarily have the time to make a play.
Right, and Robert Calhoun, we know he's a dynamic threat to run the ball. We've seen his arm. He can throw it fine. We saw it on that first drive, Jonathan. They went right down the field. He was able to rip off a nice little about 35, 40-yard run and get into the end zone. But Lee has just stepped up to the challenge ever since he's done that. So you're right, battle of dynamic quarterbacks here. Let's see what's going to happen in this second half for him. I think Russell County is going to have a little bit of something to say before this night's over.
Absolutely. And right now would be a great place to make that statement. Coming right out of the half, A.J. Black is back to receive for Russell County.
Number 1, A.J. Black, back to receive.
And here we go. The second half is underway. Line drive right to Black, who shoots straight forward into a massive wall and keeps going. Gets about 5 extra yards there.
Looks like we got a little extra activity down here, too. About the 40-yard line. These guys a little bit heated right now. Russell County trying to get back into this one. And they do get this ball coming out to Hope in this half now. Pretty good field position at the 40-yard line.
Absolutely, and yeah, extracurriculars are bound to happen every so often, but if you're Russell County, you need to keep that to a minimum because you need to do everything you can to not jeopardize your field position.
Well, you really do, and they don't need to play a perfect half, but it needs to be pretty darn close here. Russell County has got to be able to move this ball, limit the turnovers, limit the just the mistakes overall. We'll see if they can do that.
Absolutely. So Drew Pickett takes it at first, and he bounces back to the outside for a modest gain of about 4 yards.
Yep, and there's that little burst that we see from Drew Pickett so often. You know, he's such an explosive athlete. And you can see why he's got all these offers from different schools out there. But that time, again, Lee not letting him get the big yardage, containing him. You know, he does pick up about 3 or 4, but again, that Lee defensive line is able to contain him.
Absolutely. So now facing about 2nd and 6. Let's see if Russell County has figured out a way to sustain a drive, and that is a first down where the flag comes out. Let's see who it's on right here.
Yeah, looks like it could go either way here. There may have been a little bit of activity around the receiver, maybe an offensive pass interference or maybe an ineligible receiver. Yeah, that's going to be an ineligible receiver downfield.
And that is just an absolute killer for Russell County, who is finally finding some momentum.
Yeah, I think that's MJ Williams, the left tackle, I believe down there. Yeah, that's just not very smart of him. Got to keep that head in the game if you're that lineman on those pass plays. You can't get it's about 3-4 yards a window. Usually the refs will give you a little bit of leeway there. If you get too far downfield, the defense may think you're a receiver, and that's not good for an offense.
Absolutely. That's one of the killers of having a little bit of confusion on the offensive line. The RPOs can sometimes make you think that there's a run when really there's a pass. But there's a run this time, and Drew Pickett stutters and looks for some yards to gain, and he gets back across the original line of scrimmage.
Again, I'm really impressed with this Lee defensive line. They've been able to get through and really limit Drew Pickett tonight. We know that Drew Pickett's just such a dynamic athlete. Their offense, Russell County's offense, usually runs through him. And so for Lee to really key in on him and really try to stop him, they're making Calhoun make some throws now. And we've seen that Calhoun's a great runner, but the arm may not be as up to par as those legs are.
Absolutely. And so now on 3rd and 8, Calhoun needs to find an answer here for a little bit of a longer third down than you'd normally like to face. And he puts it in the air, and it's intercepted by Lee.
Yeah, I believe that's Julius Owens, the senior, making a play on that ball deep. And a really nice job by Lee. Again, Jonathan, there's Lee. They get the big play. And here comes Jaquel Williams in this offense back out as they're looking to possibly put this game in a world of hurt for Russell County right now.
Lee's defense up until now has really been tested only on the defensive front. But right there, they're showing you just what kind of speed and agility they have deep in the secondary for a cornerback to be able to track that ball so well and basically complete a back shoulder throw.
Yeah, really.
For the other team.
Well, you're right, and you're right there. The safety did a nice job there. But here comes this offense again, and boy, this is dangerous.
Keeping it on the ground, and he just muscles through for a few yards.
Yeah, again, that's Brian Thomas, who we talked about in the first half. He's that senior 6 foot 210, so he is a big guy to bring down out there. And Russell County has been struggling to do that a little bit tonight. I believe Thomas already has 2 touchdowns on the night. Maybe looking for a little bit more on this drive, but again, you cannot, if you're Russell County, give them anything up the middle. You have got to stop the run first before you start worrying about passing. I think if I'm Russell County, I'm starting to stack the box. I'm starting to bring my safeties up because this Lee team, they're running down my throat right now, Jonathan.
So far tonight, we've talked about the answers that Russell County needs to find on offense, but the answers that they need to find on defense, they have to attack the ball right here. I mean, you're not just looking for a stop, you're hopefully looking for a turnover to get back in favorable field position, and there is a fumbled snap, and that is going to be a massive loss.
Jonathan, we talked about this in the first half too. That'll drive a coach absolutely crazy, those little mistakes like that. And this is one of those drives that if Lee could have gotten a few first downs, driven it down the field and scored, you're looking at a really big lead for Lee that may be insurmountable for this Russell County team. But now, 3rd and long, Russell County's got a chance to get off the field, get the ball back, and get a little bit of momentum.
But then again, in the first half, we have seen quite frequently where Lee finds themselves very far behind the sticks, and still they're able to pick up the first down, and you really have to think this right here is where they need to find answers the most.
Well, you're right, and when you've got Jaquel Williams, it is always a threat.
And they found an answer, and he is stuffed for another loss, and it is going to be a massive 4th down.
That's a big, big stop for Russell County right there. They needed something to go well on defense, and now they're going to get a dynamic returner in A.J. Black at about midfield. He's going to be able to get a run on this one, and we'll see what the kind of field position they can get. But a great defensive stand that time by Russell County.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first punt of the game for Lee.
I believe you're right, Jonathan. I don't think we have seen A.J. Black back tonight to return a punt from Lee yet. And it just so happens that Lee's going to be punting from their own end zone here. A little bit of a low snap.
What a kick.
County almost got that.
Oh, no.
Punt.
And he runs around to the outside. And he stiff arms the defender into the ground. Then manages to make a positive play out of it. It's going to be around the 45-yard line for Russell County. You want to talk about favorable field position. And there is a ton of extracurricular activity over on the sideline.
But, yeah, you're right. Going to that return, Jonathan. A.J. Black looked like he may have muffed that at about the 45-yard line. Was able to kind of corral himself at about the 40 and get into Lee territory over here. Now, we have a little bit of a skirmish down here. I believe that penalty's been waived off. And we're going to play football now, but a little bit of extracurricular activity happening down here on the sideline.
Absolutely. You know, it's a really good thing that they were able to pick that muff punt back up. You know, one of the most dangerous things for a punt returner is if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared for it, you're not looking for an end-over-end punt. You're looking for more of a pass-style punt. And so for him, the ball literally just spiraled right through his hands.
And then it's a matter of going back and kind of catching, like we talked about with that safety for Lee earlier, kind of catching an over-the-shoulder pass. And now here we got Russell County, and it looks like we had a little early action up on the line.
Going to be a little bit of a false start here. And that's going to back up the offense by about 5 yards.
Boy, and Russell County just cannot get into gear right now. They get a big gig play there, and then immediately they get a false start. And they're going to have to limit those mistakes moving forward in this game if they want to come back and win this one.
Absolutely. So now it's 1st and 15 from the 48-yard line. Luckily, they're still across midfield, though. So a little bit shorter of a field position than they normally have been facing tonight. Let's see what answers they've got. Drew Pickett finds a hole, and Drew Pickett gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And again, Pickett breaks free, and he's a good runner. You know, he gets through that hole, is able to kind of spin his way up about to the 43-yard line. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 10. But I got to say again, Jonathan, Lee is not allowing the big run from Drew Pickett right now. And that's what we've seen so far this season. They're doing a great job of containing him right now. That's got to keep up if they want to hope to hold on here.
It's going to be about 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11. Calhoun keeps, he looks, and he finds his man, and it's deflected.
What a great play that time. And it looked like Antoine Ford. I believe that was Antoine Ford, the senior defensive back, who got his hand in there and broke that one up. That's a really nice play by a senior back there in that secondary, going to his right, getting a hand in there on the receiver.
I just absolutely love senior DBs, senior cornerbacks. I mean, they really understand that even though you are ahead by 21 and you've been able to limit this offense tonight, there is not a single moment to let up because you want to will your team to a win no matter what.
Well, and you know that as it gets later into that game, you know, the offensive team, they're going to get a little bit more desperate. They're going to start going to the air. DBs are going to be relied on more. And it looks like Russell County may have had to just spend a timeout. That could prove really costly here as the Warriors are still down 21. They need those later in the game, Jonathan.
Spending a timeout right here, though, could be worth it. Russell County's offense has looked a little confused here since we started the second half. And it would be really, really good for them to actually slow down and maybe take a look at this play a little bit more so they know what they're doing, because a first down right here is crucial to getting them back in this ballgame.
Yeah, it's really critical, really critical. We'll see how this works. You know, you've seen a little bit of Calhoun throwing the ball, and he's had some more zip on it the last few throws that he's had. I think what they've got to do here is if you don't pick up this fourth down, a lot like that first drive, or I'm sorry, not the first drive, the drive we saw in the first half, the last drive of that, when they were kind of down here around this 45-yard line, you think you might be in fourth down territory already, down 21 points here with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter here. So I'd honestly be looking for, if Russell County can pick up a few here, you may be in four-down territory.
Looks like we're about to find out. Facing 3rd and 11. Calhoun gets hit late. But they're going to rule that an incomplete pass, so it brings up 4th down.
And, you know, since there's no replay in high school yet, you know, if you're a referee, you've just got to make a call there. Looked like Calhoun's arm may have been coming forward, may have been stripped free earlier, so you've got to make a judgment call. That's a good, confident call by this refereeing crew tonight. They've been really good so far. In a college game, I think you let that one go. I think you let the play run out and maybe review that. But as far as the high school game, again, still, you don't have that replay, don't have that safety net. So a nice job by the officials making an important call. Big 4th down here, Johnny.
All right, the offense stays out on the field. Let's see what happens. Calhoun's going to keep. And he's going to get hit, but there is a flag.
And again, I think Lee is going to give Russell County a first down here. We just saw a face mask with the quarterback essentially down in the backfield. Calhoun getting ripped down behind the line, but Lee just grabs over and gets his face mask. That's going to be a huge penalty here, as I believe that's going to be an automatic first down here for Russell County, and this drive will stay alive.
Absolutely, and, you know, it's super frustrating for a team like Lee who's got so much forward momentum, not just on the offense but on the defense as well. You're looking here for a stop, and for them to have potentially sacked him to get the ball back past the 50-yard line, you have less than half the field to go to score again, and now you're looking at them potentially converting this into a first down.
Right, and yeah, and that's what we said beforehand, you know, actually mentioned, I think this is actually going to be 4th down instead of an automatic first down. It's only going to be about a 10-yard penalty for the face mask here, but again, a big 4th down.
And it's a first down and then some for Drew Pickett, showing us a little bit of the flash and speed there on the outside.
Yeah, there's Drew Pickett. There he is, the big running back. And finally, he does something that gets this crowd a little bit energized. We got a little clapping going on down here in the bleachers. Finally, as Russell County moving the ball a little bit. They got a big break with that face mask penalty. Let's see if they can convert. They have got to have this right now if they want to get back into the game.
You got to love a player like Drew Pickett recognizing how important a first down is there and getting them back into this ball game by any means necessary. I mean, he took that ball and he found a way to drive past the first.
He really did. He's a downhill runner, and you can see that in the way he runs. Here he goes again. But I got to tell you, Jonathan, it's still, even though we just kind of popped up that big run just a minute ago, Lee has still not given up a run to him, I believe, for more than about 7 or 8 yards. And so, again, they are containing Pickett tonight. And that's not something that Russell County's been used to this season.
All right. They're in field goal range. Taking any points at all is a good idea right here. But you have to think that the offense here is chomping at the bit to try to get a touchdown.
Yeah, and as you get a little bit later into this game, you know, I think it turns down into 4th down territory. I don't know if you're there quite yet, but you're certainly getting close.
A.J. Black takes it on a jet sweep to the outside, and he picks up the first down.
And there's the variation in the play calling that we're seeing. Finally, a little bit of a new play call there. You've seen some passing. You've seen some nice runs from Pickett to kind of move these chains after that face mask. A really nice jet sweep there. Good lead block by Pickett that time. And A.J. Black gets out and gets a good gain.
Finally, the Russell County offense showing some momentum here. It's getting a little late in the third quarter, but like we said earlier, any points right here keeps them in this ball game.
Well, this is what we're used to, Jonathan. This Russell County offense, we talked about it. They're fast, they're dynamic, they can go.
And a big play, and it was just a little too high.
Yeah, right out of the hands that time, I believe, of Cameron Bullock, the wide receiver, the junior wide receiver. Just couldn't pull that in. A little bit high for him there from Calhoun. Looked like a catchable ball, but Russell County they've got to try to punch this in, and I know this is a big drive, but again, got some place here, 2nd and 10. You can't panic, but you got to pick up what you can here.
I like the play call on 1st down.
Oh, I do too. I like going for it right there. I like going for the big play. I like that.
But now facing 2nd and 10, you have to think you need chunks of yardage to get back in as much as possible, and you're just going to lose yards right here.
There's that Lee defensive line yet again. Drew Pickett up the middle trying to find some space. And Lee just will not let him go through. I really like this game plan right now by Lee to kind of contain them on the edges with those ends, and they're getting some really good penetration up front with those defensive tackles.
So now facing 3rd and 14 from the 21-yard line. They're still well within field goal range. If they have to settle, they can settle. But a 1st down here would be absolutely huge, hopefully to score some more points before the end of the... Oh! Just out of the fingertips of Griffin.
Brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like that time it was minefield. And again, we've talked about the senior defensive backs. There's another one. Minefield has a really nice play on that ball. Just tips it away at the last minute. Let's see what Russell County decides to do here. About 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. I don't know if it's quite time for 4th down, for 4-down territory, but I think Coach Griggs has decided that it certainly is for him. He's going to try and pick this up.
4th and 14, Calhoun looks for his man. And that was an incomplete pass, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because that's a turnover on downs.
Yes, it is, and really great play by Lee just to be there to kind of spell Pickett, kind of spell that offense. And yet again, Lee comes up with a huge stop right around the red zone for Russell County. And now you're going to give the ball back to Jaquel Williams with 3:15 to go in this 3rd quarter. I think if I'm Lee here, what I really want to do, Jonathan, is I want to run the ball. I want to pick up what I can on the ground. And even though it's still 3rd quarter, I want this clock to run. I want this clock to run and run and run as much as I can on this drive.
You have to start to think, if they can get past the 3rd quarter with this much of a lead or greater, it's starting to look really bad for Russell County here.
Yeah, and I don't think necessarily that Lee needs to throw the ball. You know, usually you would be for an offense not really taking their foot off of the gas. You know, if you're up big, keep your foot on the gas, keep going, keep trying to score, and don't let them back in it. The thing is, Lee's had so much success running the ball tonight that they don't really need to go to the air. All they need to do is keep pounding like they have, and they're going to bring this home pretty easily, Jonathan.
Gain of 9 on the first play of the drive brings up 2nd and 1. And they hand it off, and it looks like they're about to pick up the 1st down and then some, and he's still running, and he gets brought down around the 49-yard line.
Yeah, again, that's Dillahay. And he makes his way up to about the 48-yard line. And again, there's Lee running the football, running that jet sweep with Dillahay. They've really mixed it up a lot between backs tonight. You have Dillahay, you have Williams at quarterback, and you also have Thomas, the big back behind it. You've got a lot of guys that they've gone to the ground to. We haven't thrown the ball too much tonight, but they have mixed it up.
They kept it on the ground, and he trips himself up a little bit and falls down for a loss of 1 yard.
And I believe that's Davis, again, another back that Lee has put into the game here and have picked up some rushing yards tonight from. I really like this scheme by the Lee Generals tonight. They have not really had one guy that they've gone to for the whole night. Even though they've got a really dynamic quarterback, they've really spread the ball around to the different, just some different guys, some tailbacks, some halfbacks, and really cool to watch.
And a pass from Williams to the outside, and a block gets picked up, but it looks like it's going to be a chop block. That ball's going to be coming back.
Yeah, I think he just got a little bit behind him there. Yes, and this one will come back. And now, Jonathan, if I'm Russell County, I've really got to bow up here, and I've got to get the ball back for my offense. You know, you're getting late in this third quarter now. You're still down by 3 scores, and again, you think 3 scores is still doable in 1 quarter, but you have got to have a stop here. You've got to get that ball back and give your offense as much time as possible to complete this comeback.
So it's going to be 2nd and 20. A massive heave, and it's a completion for a huge first down.
Caught by number 5, Christopher Dillahay.
I think they called that incomplete over there, Jonathan. It's what I'm looking at. And Dillahay may have been out of bounds when he caught the ball.
It was out of bounds, and so it will be 3rd and 20.
Boy, and what a big break for Russell County. And that was, again, a blown coverage, a really nice pump fake you saw there from Jaquel Williams. They had been running this little screen over here, and they just faked it again. Dillahay was able to run free out there to about the 30-yard line. Just couldn't get a foot in on that big pass.
3rd and 20. Let's see what they have in store for us. Williams keeps it. He pitches it to the outside, and there a defender comes up to meet him, but he shakes off the tackle and still gets back to about 4th and 5.
And now if I'm Lee, I think if you can, you got to punt this ball away. You know, you're still up by 3 scores, 4th and 5 about or so. You know, a lot of risky coaches may go for this one. I think if you're Lee, you got to punt this away. Your defense has been playing great all night. And, you know, you can't expect Russell County is going to come out with anything necessarily brand new. You just got to trust your defense here. Punt it away, make sure you get it back deep in the end zone, and make them go the full length of the field.
I agree 100%. And so here we go. Lee with the punt. And a skied punt. That's going to be a short ball. And it gets a generous bounce, and he's going to pick it up and run with it anyways. That was Griffin, and that is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, Jonathan. I just, you know, you saw Black kind of jump up in the air over there around the 18-yard line, but didn't really see a whole lot of extracurricular over there. Let's see what the call is.
That ball is going to be moving back. It's a delay of game on the offense.
And I wonder if Black may have just thrown that ball or did something. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but again, delay a game on the offense. And, you know, again, we've talked about it all night, but penalties are going to kill you. That moves Russell County back even further, and they've got to go a long way just to score a touchdown here. They need 3 of them before the night's over.
It is just a little rare to see a delay of game on the receiving team, but
yeah, it really is a pretty rare play there, Jonathan. And I think what happened there was either Black may have done something after he ran out of bounds, or something may have happened that we didn't see up around it. Look, the flag was thrown probably about the 30, 25-yard line. So I'm not sure what we necessarily saw there, Jonathan, but for some reason the officials saw it one way, so we're going to get the ball. Looks like Russell County is going to have it at about the 6 or 7-yard line. So got to go really far here.
You have to imagine this is the worst break possible for Russell County right now. I mean, you have a player who wants to get as much yardage as possible, only for it to be erased and more. But here he comes, Drew Pickett, picking up whatever he can to move the chains. He's going to get about 5 yards for a 2nd and 5.
You know, Jonathan, we've said it all night, but yet again, this lead defense has contained Drew Pickett. You know, he's had a couple of nice runs. He's had a couple of 7-8-yard gains or so, but he really hadn't been able to get much more than that. We haven't seen a 10-yard run or more from Drew Pickett tonight, and that's a little surprising if you're this Russell County offense. You know, it's very surprising if you're this Russell County offense. They've kind of been hit in the mouth now, and it's getting late here.
With 20 seconds left in the third, Pickett's going to take it and muscle through. Not quite enough for a first down.
And I believe that was Johnson that time on the carry. A little misdirection there. Jonathan, I'm just not sure if that's going to do it right now, as our fourth quarter is going to be coming up here. 0's on the clock in the third quarter now.
And at the end of the third quarter, your score is Lee 28, Russell County 7. We will be back shortly.
We got a score update. Jefferson Davis 9, Auburn 7.
Thank you for staying with us into the fourth quarter. The score is currently Lee 28, Russell County 7. And right now, facing about 3rd and 4 from deep in their own territory. Russell County needs to find an answer here, and they need to find it fast.
Pass incomplete. Intended for number 8.
And that pass is incomplete, so it will bring up 4th down. And honestly, it looks like the head coach for Russell County is thinking that, oh, nope, here comes the punt team.
Boy, and I'm a little surprised by this decision, Jonathan. It seems like the only way you're going to be able to really get anything going is if you get out of this 4th down. So you may think, okay, well, if we punt it, we get the ball back quickly, we may be able to get a couple scores in a row. But boy, it's looking bleak for this Russell County team right now. They have got to get this ball back quickly if they're going to punt it away.
Here comes Mark Olds with a high snap, and here comes the punt, and what a kick. And it gets a fantastic bounce for Russell County, and they're just tracking him down at this point. He's going to run out at around the 49-yard line. That is a great kick given the circumstances.
Yeah, that's about a net of a little under, maybe a little over 40 yards there. Looked like a little bit over 40 yards in the air that time. And nice return defense actually by the Russell County Warriors there. Were able to kind of contain him. But again, we talked about this, Jonathan, when we've been saying it for a few minutes now, but Russell County cannot afford much more offense from the Lee side of things. They have got to get the ball back, and they've got to find something to get going on offense here late in this game. It's getting really late.
Here goes Lee. Williams is going to throw it, and they get about 2 or 3 yards.
And it's the little things, Jonathan. You see a missed tackle there by Russell County, and so Lee's able to move the ball just a couple more yards off field. Again, nothing necessarily that's way out of the ordinary, nothing necessarily that's going to be earth-shattering, but Lee does get a few more yards out of that from that missed tackle. We've seen a few of those tonight from Russell County.
Facing about 2nd and 8. Lee floats it, and it is a completion for a 1st down and then some, and he's still powering through, and he's taken down around the 10-yard line.
Pass complete to number 11, Jonathan Reese.
Yeah, I believe that was Jonathan Reese. Has played a wide receiver. There is a flag, though. Let's see what the call is. I think this is going to come back, Jonathan.
It's coming all the way back and then some.
It's like an illegal procedure.
An eligible receiver down.
Oh, no, it was an ineligible receiver. Yeah, that was a nice read that time by Jaquel Williams. Kind of rolls out to the left, hits Jonathan Reese going down the middle of the field. Kind of floated that up to him a little bit. You'd like to see him put that on more of a line. Of course, that's not going to be able to materialize here as Lee had an ineligible receiver downfield.
So now facing 2nd down and 13, erasing a massive play by Lee. You've got to wonder what is going through Russell County's head right now. I mean, they've got Lee behind the sticks, and they need a stop to try to make anything possible for the rest of this ball game. And that is a massive play, and it is just outside the reach of his receiver downfield, so that is an incomplete pass and will bring up 3rd and 13.
Yeah, you'd like to see the receiver there maybe go up for that ball a little more. Maybe a little bit of an overthrow that time by Jaquel Williams, but again, that ball's there. You'd like to see that receiver kind of go up and get something like that if he's that close to it. But a nice play by Russell County defense. Now brings up a 3rd and 12. If they're going to have any shot in this, they've got to get a stop here, get the ball back, and get a quick score.